Alright, for muscles of the bone and face, the superior rectus is here up top. It elevates the eye, makes it look up. The lateral rectus is here in the middle of the eye, and it moves the eye laterally from side to side. The inferior rectus is here on the bottom, and it depresses the eye, or makes it look down. And the medial rectus is behind the lateral rectus here. It's in the very back of the eye, and it moves the eye medially, or towards the inside, going cross-eyed. The frontal belly of the occipitofrontalis, which raises the eyebrows, is up here on the top. The occipital belly of the occipitofrontalis, which depresses the skin on the back of the scalp, can be found here on the back of the head, and also here on the back of the head. The temporalis, which elevates the mandible, and its origin is the temporal bone, and the insertion is the coronoid process of the mandible. It can be found here on the side. This is the temporalis. The orbicularis oculi, which closes the eyes, is here. Orbicularis oculi. The orbicularis oris, which closes and purses the lips, is here on the outside of the lips. The zygomatic major is number 12 here, and it raises the corner of the mouth. The buccinator here is 21, and it tightens the cheek region. It's deep to the zygomaticus, and it's the whistling muscle. The zygomaticus minor here is number 11, which is right above the zygomaticus major, and it raises the corner of the mouth as well. The levator labii superalis is up from the zygomatic minor, and it raises the upper lip. The risoris, which pulls the mouth laterally, can be found on top of the buccinator. It is superior to the buccinator muscle, and again it pulls the mouth laterally. The buccinator here is 21, and the risoris should be on top of that, but it is missing. The nasialis is here on the side of the nose, and it flares the nostrils. You can see it on the other side. It's here on the sides. The mentalis is here on the bottom, these two little muscles here, and it is used for the protrusion of the bottom lip. This is number 15. The pterygoids can be found under the masseter. So if we take the masseter off, which is number 17, we can easily see the lateral pterygoid, which is 19, and the medial pterygoid, which is 20. The medial pterygoid is used for closing and side-to-side movement of the jaw. The lateral pterygoid up here is used for the protrusion of the lower jaw. The trapezius muscle is this region here. We can see the indention here that separates the trapezius from the Platysma dorsi. And this trapezius muscle here is used for the extension of the head, and it abducts the scapula. So it brings these scapula in and out. The sternocleidomastoid is here on the side. It goes all the way up the neck into the ear area. Here, sternocleidomastoid all the way down. It flexes and rotates the head, and its origin is the clavicle menabrum of the sternum. It goes into the sternum right here. That's all you got to know. Clavicle M-A-N-U-B-I-U-M of the sternum. That's where the origin is. And the insertion is the mastoid process of the temporal bone, which is right here. The masseter is not found floating in the air. It is found on top of the pterygoids, right here, and it elevates the mandible, and its origin is up here at the zygomatic arch, and its insertion is the angle ramus of the mandible, which is down here. Origin and insertion. The splenius capitis is here, number 61, and it is actually under the trapezius muscle. And this splenius capitis is responsible for extending and rotating the head. That's what its action is. The platysma is found on each side of the neck. You can see it on the slide a little better than the model, and it depresses the mandible. And all these muscles that you see here are actually deep to the platysma. It would go on top right here and on top right here, coming down and connecting to the collarbone area. The pectoralis major is for flexion and abduction of the arm. If you've ever heard of the pec pop, that's what these are for. If you don't know what the pec pop is, it's that basically.